Hey, we're back. Starting later because I had to deal with my dogs. Tore up the couch and then bit me. And it's the older dog too, so that's kind of concerning. Makes me hope she's, cause she's never bit me before. And this time she drew blood. Really hoping it's, not some deterioration over old age. But it's not a huge deal, it's only a minor cut. Hey. So let's get this over with, I guess. We'll continue the MSQ, or our conquest, or whatever. Hey, it's up here. Oh, the good dog. Well, not the good dog, but the more tolerable dog wants to get in. Go let her in now. Oh, hey, we're back. Okay, so last time we got a major lore dump on the history of Fontaine. It's actually getting more painful, the cut is. Oh well.
Welcome back. Do you want a cup of tea?
How can you be so much like Risley, always drinking tea?
Huh. Actually, now that you mention it, I just remembered something now. While I was sedated, I could still barely hear two people talking next to me. They were discussing everything, from the leaves to the water and even the teacups themselves.
Must have been Risley and Sejuin.
Yeah, I heard one male voice and one female, so it should have been the two of them. They really were just talking about brewing tea.
I really can't make sense of this place.
So, Traveler, Paimon, were you able to learn anything from Risley?
I say, I don't like that we're probably gonna give the Fatui all this information. I mean, I suppose it doesn't really matter that much. The Fatui is... Like, obviously the Fatui are evil, but they are on the good side of trying to stop Fontaine from getting drowned. And this does pertain to stopping Fontaine from getting drowned. So I guess it's not a big deal to tell it to them, but I don't like working with the Fatui.
Yeah, he explained everything.
Very well. Then, would you mind checking your answers against my speculations? Yeah, I took the time to rest, so I'm feeling a lot more relaxed now.
Nobody else is around, and Miss Sejuin is also busy with something or other. So let's just talk here.
All right, then I'll posit my theories. I asked myself 3 questions. Firstly, why was Fremine affected by the primordial seawater? It was because he dove into the sea. My theory is, the long-lost primordial sea is probably very close to the fortress of Mirapede.
Ooh, he's good. He got that right on the first try.
That's our Lenny.
Secondly, Risley's attitude changed dramatically during the course of our stay here. He ignored us completely at first, then suddenly roadblocked us. Why? I spent quite a long time thinking about this. If he has been monitoring the Fatui since the very beginning, he probably ignored us at first because he was hoping we could find Master Child for him. What's more, the Fortress of Mirapede is not part of Fontaine's court system, nor does it report to Udex Nervulet. Risley is basically the king of a no-man's land. As long as the fortress doesn't do anything about Master Child's disappearance, Father can use it to pressure the Fontaine authorities. And while the two factions are pitted against each other, Wriothesley will be free to move between the parties of interest. If I had to guess, he probably has something that he's working on himself. It's likely related to the secret of the infirmary, but I just can't think of what it could be.
You're super smart!
Thanks so much. Then finally, there's the last question. If Wriothesley does have a plan, what could it be? All I know for now is that his plan probably has something to do with the changing nature of the seawater. He's even gotten Cloran to help him out. That can't be the full extent of what he's doing. There's probably a secret passageway behind the block in the infirmary, and there's something big in the fortress that most people here never get to see. He has a bargaining chip, and it could be important enough for Father to deal with him directly. I don't have enough information, so I have no idea what his chip might be. But let me guess. You have the last piece of the puzzle.
I can't believe it.
The sea will engulf everyone. Just like the prophecy said.
Could Wriothesley have wanted to meet Father to figure out a way to deal with this crisis? If you remember, I once mentioned that Father sees the House of the Hearth as her base of operations, and she truly wants to resolve the crisis. But how could Wriothesley have known that?
Or perhaps he didn't know and just wanted to bring Father over to his side? Which could be why he said he just wanted to negotiate.
Yeah, that makes sense to me. I understand your concerns as well, Traveler. I'll figure out a way to pass this on to our father. No matter what, we're on your side. The two of you have already aided us far too much. We probably wouldn't be standing here right now if not for you. If you ever need anything else going forward, please come to the House of the Hearth at any time. Though you may not share the sentiment, after all that we've gone through together, the three of us basically see you as family now.
You have my gratitude.
Thank you for protecting Linny when it really mattered. And thank you for sharing the secrets of the fortress
Oh,
with
hi,
us.
Sheba.
We didn't think you were going to do it.
Why are you being so formal all of a sudden?
Given your strength, you might not need our help at all. But if you are ever in danger, we will try our best to protect you.
Aw, the sound of that makes Paimon feel all warm and safe inside. Paimon's hungry.
Oh, you've done so much already. Go get some food.
Alright, then we'll catch you guys another time.
Woohoo. Oh. So Sheba, you said you're saving for Raiden, right?
It's time for dinner. Welfare meals
Okay,
now
good to know.
served in the coupon cafeteria.
Would have saved me a bit of time.
Come on, let's go pick up ours as well.
Any plans for after Raiden?
Traveler and Paimon, over here. Are you here for dinner too, Miss Yijun?
And I'm taking the opportunity to prepare Miss Cloran's dinner as well.
Huh. You're right. She's actually sitting in the fortress cafeteria.
What would you like to eat? Yep, you can. I've already talked to our chef, Mr. Wolsey. It's all on me today, so you can get whatever you'd like.
Me too. Don't forget Paimon.
No problem. Just leave it to me.
Why is food so often a plot point in this game?
So delicious.
Yeah, I feel like Paimon is basically has like two character traits. One is being hungry, and one is getting angry when people call her food.
to be freeloaders? Wait a second, we did do plenty of work after all.
Feeling full yet? How's the food?
Delicious.
Yeah. So I don't know if I'm going to be able to finish the 5th one today, because the 5th one is significantly longer. But I'm hoping to I'll get the 4th one finished definitely, and I'll probably start the 5th. Then tomorrow I think I'll finish off the 5th, and I'll also do the flagship event with Fremine and the weird penguin robot.
I'm so glad to see you all so happy. Oh, see, the expression on your face just now? The muscle here just moved, which suggests that you're feeling quite relaxed at the moment.
Sigewinne, do you do this to help your patients or to better understand human beings?
A bit of both, I suppose. I'm a Melazine, which means I'm very different from human beings. I must know what you're thinking if I want to take good care of you.
You're really good at taking care of people. Even though you're so short, you still talk and act like an older sister.
Really? You're reminded of an older sister? That's great to hear.
Oh, and what did you mean back in Risley's office? When you said that you were protecting Linny and his siblings as well.
Okay, I'm gonna call this. I'm willing to bet money that Risley could easily beat up Linny. Because I was wondering what he looked so afraid of when Linny was charging him. I can't imagine, like, I know Genshin power scaling is all over the place, but I can't imagine Risley is weaker than Linny. I know they're both 5 stars. But I mean, then again, it's canon that Kujo Sara beat Ida, and she's a 4-star while he's a 5-star, so I guess the star rankings don't really matter with lore scaling. Yeah, still.
Oh, that. I just asked His Grace to look out for those children, especially that diver boy. I was getting a bit worried after hearing that something was wrong with the water.
If lore equals character, then Raiden is OP. Well, yeah. I mean, all the Archons are super OP in the lore. Raiden chopped an island in half with Orobashi as well. Zhongli killed God knows how many gods. He's basically a one-man god-killing machine. Venti, what is it? He made the islands by literally ripping up mountains with the wind and throwing them into the ocean. Literally made an archipelago by throwing mountains. So lore-wise, I think all the Archons are super OP.
Thankfully, Colorand is very strong and managed to save him in the nick of time. His Grace also sealed the pipes after Colorand left, to make sure that Linny wouldn't impulsively chase after his brother. Although the path was blocked, we still stationed some guards there to stop anyone from approaching. They were instructed to only open the door once Miss Colorand had returned.
What is it? Yeah, I'm pretty sure, which god do you think, which Archon do you think is the strongest? Of the ones we've met so far, it's probably Raiden or Zhongli. And I feel like, what is it? I feel like Zhongli has more, feats regards to, killing other gods. And, Raiden has, what is it, the Island of Chopping, which I think is more impressive individually than any of Zhongli's that we know of. But yeah, it's pretty tough to say between those two. But Venti himself admitted that he's the weakest. Which, to be honest, I doubt Venti is the weakest. I think he's definitely stronger than Kusanali, probably. I think he's just underselling himself. Granted, now that...
Oh, and I was keeping an eye on Mr. Linny as well. We had to press him, but we couldn't allow him to be in any real danger.
I mean, I feel like of all the Archons in the game, like so many of them are good, except for Raiden. Like, Raiden is a nightmare to live under. Because she, her entire thing is chasing a very abstract ideal, where she can interpret basically however she wants, and she's like in full dictatorial control of the country, on top of being super powerful. In her own way. Like, Venti just leaves everyone alone, Zhongli, his entire thing is just keeping your word, contracts. So he is entirely agreeable. He won't force you to do anything you haven't agreed to. Nahida is just sweet as hell. Of all of the Archons, I think Raiden is the only really bad one to live under.
You were all super considerate and really thought everything through.
It's just what we do down here at the fortress. At least this has been His Grace's style for as long as he's been the leader. Oh, I really wish Monsieur Nervula would come down here more often too. I feel like he'd like it here, with all the darkness and chaos. Get a good night's rest, you two. You've both worked very hard.
Nahida's still your favorite? I've heard, What the fuck? Oh boy. Fucking dies. I know, I tried to break the fall with, attack. But, it didn't let me.
Ah, it's you two.
How's dinner?
It's alright. Miss Sijwin really put in a lot of effort.
So we heard that Brisley invited you to come down to help, and you saved Fremonade too. You sure work super fast.
Oh, it was child's play.
Still, Paimon didn't know even champion duelists could take on side jobs. Oh, and why aren't you eating with Sijwin and the Duke? Won't you get bored eating by yourself?
Miss Sijwin was with you, and the Duke has business of his own.
Actually, didn't Navia say that you went out for dinner with her as well?
Yeah. First time in a long time.
First time in a long time? So you mean you've gone out to dinner with her in the past?
In the past, yes. You seem to be enjoying yourselves here. Things will be getting messy at the fortress soon. Don't run around unnecessarily.
Yeah, fuck it. Yeah, also, you said you have Farina. You said you...
So much has happened. Paimon just feels absolutely exhausted now that she's finally relaxed.
You have, you said you put lo-fi on her, didn't you? Lithofoliar incision? What is it? Before I pulled her weapon, I, was using Favonius, and I highly recommend it on her if you don't have a better option before I got her signature. Of course, there's a lot of characters that want Favonius. Favonius is, I think, one of the best weapons in the game.
Paimon's super sleepy. Are you sleepy too?
Oh, so what do you have on her now? Did you farm the pipe? Did you buy an account with Festering Desire?
Delicious. Paimon wants seconds for free.
Man.
Out of my way! Get out of my way!
Ooh.
What happened? Why is everyone running? No idea, but something must have happened. Stop asking!
Who's yelling? Paimon still wants to sleep.
Ooh. Some crazy shit is happening.
What happened? Why is everyone running around? Hey, what are you doing?
No time to explain, mate. Goodbye.
Hey, wait! What's wrong with these people? They won't even talk to us.
They're here! Yeah, there you are!
Oh, thank goodness!
Ooh, good part.
Quisto and Lavaroon, do you know what happened here?
We came here especially to inform you. Something seems to have gone terribly wrong just now. His Grace is telling everyone to evacuate and get out of here. Lavaroon was saying you two are new here and you don't have many friends, so you might slip through the cracks. Haven't you heard all the stories like that? An evacuation is successfully completed, yet you only find out once you do a head count that 1 or 2 people are missing.
Wait, weren't you the one who brought that up? Why is it suddenly my idea?
Hey, shut up!
Okay, whatever. The point is, you should come with us. Yeah, he said to get as far away as possible, upwards and outwards.
Oh no, it can't be that thing!
Whoa, wait, what? What? Hey, where are you going?
Ooh.
We have to go find the Duke! You two just go and get out!
Man, it sure is an interesting coincidence that the gate fails as soon as we find out about it.
Be careful!
As soon as we find out about it, it breaks.
Attention! Please evacuate upwards and outwards, upwards and outwards. If you're already at the top of the flare, then try to move as far outwards as possible.
Yeah, as soon as we find out about it.
They're here.
Just like I said.
What happened?
You're just in time. But be ready to run.
You gonna try to freeze it? With his cryovision? Guess not. Oh. Oh, he did it. Thought it was too late. Never mind. Oh dear. Won't that kill him if he touches him? Because it's pure enough to dissolve him?
3, 2, 1.
This won't hold it for long. Find Neuvillette. Tell him the defenses are about to collapse.
Then what will happen to you?
Until he arrives, we're the last line of defense. The gate. How long do you think it'll hold?
That depends on us.
Wait, what the fuck is she gonna do? She's an Electro. I think superconducting is gonna change much. Yeah, I don't think the water that dissolves you instantly needs to be electrified to be painful.
Traveler, I need you to head to the Opera House immediately. Farina will soon be meeting with the Knave there. You must protect Farina, and make sure she doesn't spend too much time alone with her. Will do. You have my sincerest gratitude.
Yay. Babysitting Farina. So this is Traveler's first time meeting the Knave, then. Oh, I do too. I think, honestly, so far, I think she's my favorite Archon. Wait, she's also your favorite Archon? Wait, I thought you said Nahida was earlier.
Look, there are a ton of Fatui and Palais Mermonia people over there. The Knave is probably here already. We need to hurry.
I think my listing changes over time, but I think it's right now it's Farina first, Venti second, Nahida third, Zhongli fourth, and Raiden fifth. I don't like hate any of them. Like I like Zhongli is my second least favorite, but it's not that I dislike Zhongli, it's that the others are so good. The only one I really have any actual dislike for is Raiden, but I don't hate Raiden, I just kind of don't understand why they did this with their character. Why they decided to make her go from a tyrant to a, like, waifu.
Are you two the Traveler in Paimon? Monsieur Nervalet has left instructions. Please follow me. Though I'm sure he's already explained, this should be a mostly cordial conversation, unlikely to give rise to violence. But it would be most appreciated if you could protect Lady Farina to the best of your abilities.
First time Traveler meets the Knave.
Oh, so you two are the honored guests Miss Farina mentioned.
Of course, of course. How could they not attend a meeting such as this? I must always have 2 or more guests at my dessert table. Otherwise, the occasion would be too lonely and unbecoming of my station.
It is my pleasure to make your acquaintance, Traveler. I have heard much of your accomplishments. I am the Knave, one of the 11 Fatui Harbingers.
I've gotta say though, like power scaling wise, shouldn't we be able to beat the Knave? I'm not sure what rank she is, but what is it? We beat Scaramouche, we beat Child. And I mean, I suppose some plot bullshit was involved along the way, but I think we can take her. Especially because canonically the Traveler gets stronger as they absorb elements. Meaning we're stronger now than we've been before. She's the 4th? I thought the parrot was the 4th. I feel like I have to recheck the order now. Oh well. Please don't kill me, ma'am.
I've already prepared seats for you. Come, sit beside me.
Perhaps you two are unaware of how Miss Farina and I do things. You see, we actually recently agreed to get together for tea when we had the time. See this? This is a limited type of confectionery that Miss Farina simply adores. There are only 16 slices sold every day. Here, why don't you and Paimon have a taste?
Traveler, what do you think of this cake?
Also, are the Travelers ranked? Not the Travelers. Are the Fatui Harbingers ranked by strength? Or by usefulness? Or by seniority? Because, like, I can't imagine that, yeah, because I suppose so. Because I'm not sure the banker would be that much stronger than, say, Skara. And the banker, I think, is 5th. Oh no, the mayor is 5th. Right, the mayor is 5th. The parrot. So yeah, she is the 4th. Fuck, can't keep the order straight in my head. I know, Child is 11th, Skara was 6th, Sonora was 8th. Is the captain 2nd, 3rd, or 1st? Does Piero count as 1, or is he just the director, so he doesn't get a number?
That's good to hear. So what Child said was on the mark after all. You do share a taste in desserts with Farina and I wonder how he's doing nowadays. You must have heard, right? He's suddenly gone missing. I'm really worried about his safety, you know. Here's to hoping that he's an excellent swimmer.
I think it's the captain that doesn't have a number. I remember people saying captain was 1st, but yeah. So I know he can't be 3rd definitely because Columbina is 3rd. Dottore is 2nd. Columbina 3rd. Yeah. Yeah, I forgot about Dottore. I think it's a good thing because Dottore is an easy thing. It's the annoying one. So I'm glad I forget about him. I'm sure, what is it, Skara and... What's her name? The green-haired girl? The one that Dottore experimented on? Well, I'm sure they wish they could forget Dottore. Do you know which number the banker is? Yeah. Oh yeah, he definitely is. He seems... I'm pretty sure most of the Harbingers, like, think they are the good guys. But Dottore is, like, completely whacked out, insane. Yeah, Pantalone. The guy that runs the Northland Bank. Is he, like, 5th? Oh, he's 9th. Fuck. Who's 5th? Oh, yeah, the mayor is 5th, yeah. Yeah, the mayor, I think, is the 5th one.
Since we're talking
The
about
parrot.
him, I feel like I should add something. His martial prowess really looked certainly pretty impressive, yeah.
Oh, so you're also familiar with his aptitude for fighting, Miss Farina. Oh, right. I almost forgot. Child was subdued by Udex Neuvillette right in front of you. Against ordinary people, my colleague would never be on the back foot. But alas, he just never imagined he'd run into such a person. I must express my admiration for Monsieur Neuvillette. Coming from you, that's not surprising at all.
But I thought you would be happier to hear the news.
Of course, but it's still a bit of a shame. You see, I would have been far happier had I received this news somewhat earlier. As you well know, a long time has passed since Child disappeared.
Well, in any case, there's no need to worry. We know for sure that Child is still alive.
Oh, and just how do you know that?
Because we found evidence that proved he left the Fortress of Meripede.
Huh. I mean, we've also got his vision. Actually, technically, don't visions go blank when the person who owns them dies? Because we know Kazua's friend did. So the fact that the Traveler has his vision, they could just check if he's still alive. Granted, I'm not sure the Traveler wants to tell the Knave that they have Child's vision.
And where did he go after leaving the fortress?
Well...
The fortress of Meripede lies deep beneath the waves. Unless he pranced right out of the main gate, he must have had to swim for it. Do you have any proof that he surfaced safely? Ah, that is good news at least. His sister Tonya sent a letter to Fontaine not too long ago. Since he was unfortunately unavailable, I picked it up on his behalf.
What is it? Do you have any ideas as to what Harbingers will be playable? I imagine the Knave will be playable. Obviously Child is playable. I think the only ones that can be playable, though, are the ones with visions, so they'll either have to get a vision during the story, or already have one. But I imagine most of the Harbingers with visions will be playable, if they aren't already.
Do you have any idea how he usually writes back to his family? Dear Tonya, your letter made me feel like we were still enjoying our time in Snezhnaya together. I'm currently admiring the scenery on the streets in front of the Opera House. Is it something like that?
All letters tend to follow the same few formats anyway, right? As long as the contents are accurate, it doesn't matter so much how it's written or how it's worded. Huh?
Hold on. The water in the teacup is shaking.
I suppose this is also a sign of things to come, Miss Farina.
Huh? I don't quite understand what you're trying to say.
Have we entered into the next stage of the prophecy?
My thanks to you both. I will take it from here.
What the fuck did Chlorine do?
Sure you don't need a hand?
Quite sure.
Wow. So, what's your secret, huh? Let me guess. Nah, who knows? Maybe it's just your sense of responsibility.
Sounds about right.
Day may come when the prophecy is fulfilled, and the waters burst forth. But it is not this day! This ancient power could easily obliterate an entire race. A tsunami of fury would unleash endless catastrophe. This sentence is too severe. Forgive me for overruling it.
And Nuvalit is really cool too.
All right. Seems like the problem inside has been suppressed.
Let me guess. We're safe for now.
Indeed. But only for now.
That's what he said.
I win this bet. You owe me a present.
Very well. It was indeed just as you said.
You made a bet?
We made a bet on the size of your entourage. Chlorine thought you wouldn't come down by yourself.
I figured you would have at least brought a few people along for appearance's sake. It appears I underestimated just how confidential the mission was.
Shouldn't you have gotten used to confidential missions by now? That's just how the courts operate.
So what gift must the loser give? Tea?
He already has tons of tea in his office. I'm thinking about a set of legal codices.
That wouldn't happen to be a dig at my lack of legal awareness, would it?
Well, I'm sure His Grace doesn't consider the fortress to be outside the law.
I was under the impression the residents of a place like this would be uninterested in the legal codices.
That was obviously a joke. Anyway, you've still got some unfinished business to attend to in the overworld, correct?
No need to stay here if you have a pressing matter. We all know you can't leave Palais Mermonia for long.
Thank you. I hope everything went smoothly with the Fatui Harbinger.
I must say, we've spent long enough playing house. Miss Farina, as the Hydro Archon, I am sure you understand the exact meaning of the phenomenon we just witnessed. Or should I say, that's what I originally thought. But looking at your expression, was I wrong? And you haven't a clue?
What are you trying to say?
At this point, I don't think there's any more need to speak as diplomatic representatives. Allow me to speak to you now as just a Fontainian. You know the prophecy by heart, and also that every part of it is being proven true. Yet, here you are relaxing, drinking tea, and eating desserts as if it's all nothing more than a few stray bugs in your garden. Do you really think that's acceptable? The prophecy's hanging above our necks like a guillotine. Every faction is looking for a way to either avert the disaster or save their own. Even the orphans of the House of the Hearth have devoted everything to saving their homeland. But you? It beggars belief just how nonchalant and carefree you have been. From the very beginning, you, the god Focalor, you have utterly failed to take action.
You're wrong. I've never ignored the prophecy, nor have I just been passing the time in self-indulgence. Retract your accusation and stop doubting the wisdom of the gods with such absurd conjectures!
I am not alone in my doubts, you know. All the children of Fontaine may be harboring the exact same thoughts right now. Oh, great Hydro Archon. How are you going to save them? Save us? How are the people you've sworn to protect supposed to survive in a land that will soon disappear beneath the waves?
I have my ways, and I've been working on them for all this time. Even if you look down upon me, you have no right to judge me. Fontaine will be saved. Even if I still cannot see the true future right now, as long as I continue on as I am, I will be able to hold my head up high!
Then I ask you, Miss Farina, just what have you been working on? Where can we see it, and what is it doing to help?
Why would they show that to, like, for an enemy? That doesn't make any sense. I mean, enemies in quotation marks. The Fatui is doing massive harm in basically every country besides Shizanaya. They've been openly subverting. They literally tried to sink Leeway. I'd consider Shizanaya an enemy, even if this particular person doesn't consider themselves so. I consider her an enemy.
My machinations are just like the prophecy itself. They will only reveal themselves at the fated time. It is just that beings like yourselves are unable to perceive them as of yet.
I see. As a god, the proof of your labor always lies beyond prying mortal eyes.
In fact, I'm somewhat convinced that if the Fatui had a chance to have the prophecy come true, but get the Gnosis, they'd absolutely take it. Even if the Knave personally wouldn't, another Harbinger would. If the Saritsa heard word of that, she'd send the Torre or someone over, and they'd totally do it. Hell, Child literally did try that in Leeway, because he thought that was the only way to get the Geonosis.
Allow me to be so bold as to ask another way. Would it be possible for you to tell us the parts of your plan that are not confidential? Such as your emergency response plan for the impending disaster?
An emergency response plan?
Oh, that look in your eyes. Have you not even prepared one of those?
The emergency response plan is also strictly confidential.
Then allow me to jog your memory. Miss Farina, what is the purpose of your Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinal? And what do you plan to do with the massive amounts of indemnitium that has accumulated over the years?
The Oratrice? It's just like it appears to be.
So you also have no idea. If I'm not mistaken, someone's using it to prepare for something. But unfortunately, it would seem that someone is not you, Miss Farina. I first caught wind of this when Linny tried to investigate the Oratrice in the Opera House. You see, even just getting close to the core contaminated him with an extremely large amount of indemnitium. But even if that had nothing to do with you, then what could you possibly be working on, oh great Hydro Archon? Oh, right. I almost forgot. Udex Neuvillette is not at the tea party with us today. Miss Farina, I suppose you must have ordered him away to take care of some troublesome business.
Yeah, yes, that's exactly right. Please keep it a secret for me.
Of course I will. Although, I must say, Miss Farina, you seem quite insecure without the Udex by your side. Oh, very well. Let's stop that conversation here. There are still a few slices of cake left, so please, help yourselves, everyone.
Very easily.
Traveler, I heard that you were recently commissioned to handle a few matters on behalf of the Udex. Why don't you take an extra slice of cake? Those who work hard deserve gratitude and praise. You too, Paimon.
Thank you. Paimon will take you up on that offer. Oh, Paimon's super full. That cake was great.
If it's on my tea table, it must be of the highest quality. Yes, and we must thank the Knave for bringing these over as well.
You're welcome. I'm sure the cake also felt greatly honored to be featured at Miss Farina's table. And I was merely catering to Miss Farina's tastes, seeking a chance to chat over tea. It is getting late. Why don't we call it a day? There are still a few matters that I need to take care of, so I must take my leave now.
Very well. We'll end it here.
Mind seeing me off, Traveler? We could use the opportunity to discuss Child before I must be on my way.
Oh joy. Exactly what I wanted.
Paimon's coming too!
The tea party turned out to be even more difficult than I'd imagined. Why are you looking at me like that? Is something the matter? If there's nothing urgent, then I shall be retiring for now.
Wait, there's something up there, fuck. Not some Hydro Traveler. Worst Traveler. Seriously, it looked like Travelers are getting better for a while. Dendro was the best. Then Hydro Traveler comes out, and he's, or she's, depending on who you're playing, super shit. Don't use him. It's awful.
I'm glad that you were willing to come with me. Of course, Child was just an excuse. I have no interest in your dealings with him.
That's what Paimon thought.
You lent your aid to the children of the House of the Hearth. As their father, I would like to express my gratitude. Do I look like an irresponsible father to you? The House of the Hearth is very important to me. You should know that I care deeply about my children. That was all. Formal topics should be discussed in formal settings, and informal topics in informal settings. I know you just returned from the fortress of Meripede. Relax. I have no intention of trying to get anything out of you. Linny, Lynette, and Fremine are still there, and I trust their judgment and abilities.
They've all been working very hard and have always done all they can to fight back against anyone who tried to stop them. Especially Linny.
I mean, I don't think giving Linny credit for that is fair. You didn't exactly accomplish much.
You mean Wriothesley. He's a tricky one to deal with. It's unfortunate that Linny's so eager to prove himself that he can't learn to rely on others.
Yeah, that's true too.
Including me.
Yeah, Fremine, I said, if not for Chlorinde. Yeah, they are very fucking lucky that, what is it, that Wriothesley is nowhere near as cruel as he was hoping they'd think he was. Because if he didn't send Chlorinde there, Fremine would have died. Chlorinde is the only reason he's alive. To be honest, what is it? I think Wriothesley has a good idea on how to deal with Fatui, but he doesn't go all the way with it.
By the way, and you can just consider this a bit of idle gossip, but what's your impression of Furina? You are outside of our disputes, and the freest person in all of Fontaine, able to move around most easily. Allow me to share my perspective with you.
And that's everything that happened during the trial. Master Child was declared guilty and immediately transported to the Fortress of Meripede.
Didn't he say he was coming here on vacation? Does he not feel an ounce of shame for all the trouble he has caused? Forget it. He did give us an opportunity. I will be meeting someone shortly.
Do you require help with any preparations?
No need. I will take care of it myself. I need to meet with Furina, the Hydro Archon. She is at the heart of Fontaine. But what's fascinating about her is that she often seems more like a celebrity than a working Archon.
I mean, to be honest, I think the only working Archons right now are Nahida and Raiden. Raiden's still acting as the Shogun. Nahida has taken the leadership position. But Venti kind of just fucks around getting drunk all day. And Zhongli is literally just some dude now.
Oh? Come over here, you little critter, you! You dare to run from me? Stop right this instant!
My goal is just to discover the location of the Gnosis. But I didn't expect the chance to approach Furina to be handed to me on a silver platter. This is so easy, it's actually making me a bit suspicious. Anything left unguarded is usually just bait. But no one will blame someone for taking the bait. After all, from the moment it was attached to the hook, the bait is meant to be sacrificed. It's just as I guessed in the second before I struck. The Hydronosis is not currently held by the Archon. In fact, this Archon doesn't seem like a god at all. And I sense that she's under some kind of curse.
Who are you? And what are you trying to do? Please don't kill me. I'm begging you, please.
The fear in her pupils is genuine, so perhaps she's not bait after all. Either way, targeting her has lost all meaning. I left the scene with ease. Nobody came looking for me, and nobody could serve as a witness to my near assassination of Focalor. I suspect even Farina dares not mention this incident to anyone. Not long after, my informants confirmed what I had guessed. After returning to her quarters, Farina quietly cried alone. She was so scared that she could not sleep that night, nor could she even bring herself to eat her cake.
You see, this is frustrating for me, because this makes me really want to kill Arlecchino, but because she has a vision, I know she won't be killed. You know, like, not this pussy shit, like, where we beat, the Harbinger up, but someone else steps in, like with Signora, where we beat her up, but then Raiden actually killed her. I want the Traveler to have blood on their hands. Like the Doctor, I really want him to die, and I want him to die by the Traveler's hands. Stop pussying out. Stop giving me this, what is it? Like, 'cause so many stories do that, where the villains die, but the hero doesn't do it. None of this pussy shit. I don't really care that much, but it is something I notice. Yeah.
There's no doubt that there's something wrong with her. I began to entertain the possibility that she is not the true Hydro Archon. Perhaps Iudex Neuvillette is actually the genuine article. I have to find the Gnosis. If the Neuvillette hypothesis is correct, he is probably in possession of it. Alternatively, it might have been hidden in a place that's hard for ordinary people to access.
Yes, Father.
My dear children, please speak.
News from the Fortress of Meripede. Master Child has gone missing. On top of that, the contacts and guards we bribed at the fortress have all gone quiet as well.
Probably the handiwork of that Wriothesley.
I'm afraid so.
This is a good opportunity. The value of a Harbinger is much higher than most would imagine. We now have an excuse to exert diplomatic pressure on the Fontaine authorities. Set up a meeting for me. I would like to meet the Hydro Archon and Iudex Neuvillette. Oh, and I have an additional mission for you three.
Yes, Father.
Tartaglia's disappearance was not a part of my plan, but I can use it to make a breakthrough. With this as my excuse, I can ask for an official audience and continue my investigation of Farina and Iudex Neuvillette. The initiative belongs to the House of the Hearth. My wish to investigate the Fortress of Meripede will be a front. Linny and his group will be responsible for the actual intelligence gathering.
Yeah. I gotta say, I really respect Wriothesley.
You should know the rest. Linny's group is quite close to you, so they wouldn't have hidden anything from you.
I gotta say, like, I really respect Wriothesley. I'm just gonna put that out there. Everyone else has just tolerated the Fatui fucking around. Wriothesley is not. And that's what I respect them for. Like in Mondstadt, they're allowed to fuck around and do everything basically openly. Same for pretty much every country. They're actively interfering and no one stops them. But Wriothesley, he keeps them around for as long as they're useful to him. And gets rid of them as soon as they aren't. And that's cool as hell. I wish that was the standard reaction to Fatui. It'd make the Traveler's job so much easier.
You
It wouldn't mean anything, even if you shouted it from the rooftops. After all, even Farina herself is still pretending that nothing of that sort ever happened.
Alright then.
I've now had 2 chances to enjoy tea with Farina. I have to say, the leadership of Fontaine is even more inscrutable than I had imagined. I once surmised that Iudex Neuvillette must be the Hydro Archon, but now, that doesn't seem right to me either. I am a servant of Her Majesty the Tsaritsa. Over my years of service, I've learned how a real Archon conducts and carries themselves. Whether Iudex Neuvillette or Farina, neither fits the bill. It's hard to imagine either of them as the Archon.
I'll be honest with you, another thing that I really hope for, that I know is not going to come true, but I'm going to hope, is that we kill the Tsaritsa. I hope that, include the pussy shit. Let her die to someone else, but make her die. I know it's not going to happen because there's not a chance in hell MiHoYo is going to pass up the money they get from releasing Archons. But man, would it feel good. I really just want her to die. And I want, like, Child and them to be devastated by it.
Of course, that is all just how I feel. Gut feelings often do not require justification. It is, however, quite amusing to me that after all my years working in intelligence gathering, I've come to realize I am at a complete loss regarding the identity of the god of the land of my birth. Don't you think Fontaine is quite intriguing? A catastrophe looms, yet many secrets have yet to rise to the surface. It looks like Fontainians will have no choice but to save themselves. Ultimately, though, one must survive in order to do anything else. Should the need arise, I would be happy to cooperate with you. You don't need to commit to anything right now, of course. I have a feeling that the situation will continue to evolve, and as your name is often connected with noble deeds, I'm sure we will work together someday.
Yeah, please. Oh god, why?
He certainly returned quickly. You must want to catch up with each other, so I'll leave you to him.
Neuvillette, is it over?
For now, yes. But this issue will prove quite thorny in the long term. I'm concerned that sooner or later the prophesized events will occur. Thank you for protecting Farina. To put it simply, I used my power to force back the Primordial Sea and reseal the sluice gate. So as expected, the Knave has turned up the pressure on Farina. She's trying to feel her out, though I'm still unsure as to her motives.
So I guess this is the end of this quest then, because it seems to be wrapping up.
Permission granted.
Whoa. It can't be that you're the real Hydro Archon, right? But that's just a speculation on our part, though. You can't tell us? Then that's okay. We can talk about something else. We won't try to force you. You guys in Fontaine are super strange.
If by the phrase, you guys, you are referring to Farina and I, then although I'm not sure just what you are trying to imply, I must clarify that I do not share her positions on a multitude of topics. I believe so. The fortress has a long and complex history. It has seen much grief and suffering. And now, another catastrophe will soon be upon us. I mourn this turn of events.
Huh? Why is it raining all of a sudden?
You may be closer to the truth than you think.
Oh? And what are you thinking? The dragon of... what? Huh?
Please do not be so surprised. Farina?
Neuvillette, are you listening?
Ah, my apologies.
We were just guessing randomly. We didn't guess right, did we? You're not actually the dragon sovereign of water, right? Well, if you don't want to confirm or deny...
You guessed correctly. I sincerely hope you'll be able to keep this a secret for me.
Right, of course. We'll definitely help you keep it a secret. There's still something Paimon wants to ask you, though.
Please, go ahead.
Well, if you are the dragon sovereign of water, and you were able to force back the primordial sea from the fortress, then since Fontaine's prophecy is all about seawater, couldn't you just use your power to solve the crisis?
None of the currently living dragon sovereigns in the world, myself included, possess our full dragonhood. They say that when the first usurper arrived on Tivat, they seized a part of the dragon's power. Today, that stolen power is the basis of the Archon's authorities.
There are 7 elemental archons and 7 matching dragon sovereigns.
The dragon sovereign of water who lived through that era perished a long time ago. As their successor, I know far less of that part of our ancient history. In any case, I believe I will not be able to do much unless the Archon disappears and returns their elemental authority to me. Given the status quo, however, I would recommend finding another way to deal with the prophecy.
Oh, so even you can't solve it.
I still have some urgent matters to attend to at my office. If you have any more questions regarding ancient history, you are welcome to discuss them with me at a later time.
Please go right ahead. There's a place that Paimon wants to go too. Traveler, why don't we pay another visit to the Fortress of Meropide? Paimon is a little worried. We'll see you another time.
Take care.
It looks like those two are down there. Like this one in particular, or Fontaine in general? Because I'm enjoying Fontaine, I think, more than any other region.
Now guess, what suit will this next card be?
A bare-teeth cat?
Well, well, look who it is.
Traveler, Paimon.
Hello, everyone.
Looks like you're recovering nicely from it, eh?
Thanks to everyone's support. Oh, right. I managed to work up the courage to thank Miss Clorand in person.
Whoa, how did she react?
She told me that it was nothing. It was as if saving a life wasn't a big deal to her at all. She also told me not to worry about it.
She didn't want to stress you out, that's all. She's right, and it's best not to dwell on it.
Yeah.
Okay, but check this out. We went back to the Opera House and we met the Knave.
You met Father? Did she say anything to you?
She said a few things that were, a bit hard to understand. And also that she's looking forward to working with us in the future.
Her attitude towards you is even better than what we'd imagined. That's fantastic. You should believe her. She has her own way of doing things, and she'll do everything in her power to help those she considers close, which now might also include you.
Mm-hmm. Father is very capable, and also trustworthy.
I'm pressing X a doubt.
Paimon just remembered that she thought Linny was a bit too proud as well. She said that you should learn how to rely on others sometimes.
Got it.
That does sound like something that father would say.
Hey!
Are you going to stay here for the next few days?
Looks like it, yeah.
Excellent. I will host a tea party.
For real? Then Paimon wants another serving of cake.
Another implies that you were already served some delicious cake while you were up there. How lovely. Well, next time, you're going to have tea and snacks with us. We should start preparing that tea party.
Oh, that's a great idea. I'm all for it.
I'll help you set it up.
Yeah. Motherfuckers unironically referred to the Fatui as trustworthy. Irony is dead and they've murdered it. Ooh, Siege Ween.
Siege Ween!
So you said you really want Siege Ween.
Paimon, you're back! Are you still doing alright? Did either of you get hurt?
What do you like about her? I suppose the cuteness is a thing, but... Personally, my favorite thing about her is that she shot Linny. I wish it was with a real gun.
We're fine, but what about you guys? It was such a huge mess. How bad was it?
A few people sustained superficial injuries, but that's about the extent of the damage. Monsieur Nervulette paid us a visit. It was all thanks to him that we managed to suppress the crisis for the time being. Oh, of course, we must also thank you for the help you provided.
How did Nervulette know that he was needed here?
Well, Monsieur Nervulette has strong resonance with the hydro element. When the water level rises, he can feel the waves produced. I ran into the bombshell bros while bandaging the injuries of the wounded. They were mumbling the whole time about how you just ran down without a word. I'm so relieved to see that you're both all right. If you're not too pressed for time, please stay with us a few more days. Just let me know if you get a craving for any particular dish, so I can have Mr. Wolsey get your meals prepared. Oh, and please feel free to visit the infirmary for a break at any time. I'd like to take the opportunity to spend some more time observing your facial muscles as well. Your happy smiles are quite contagious, you know. They're so memorable, and I've missed them immensely while you were gone.
That's the creepiest way you can compliment someone.
If you can find the time, please stay at the fortress for just a while longer.
Yeah, well. How close am I to an intra rank? I'm pretty... Another Nouvelette's true identity. He's a lizard, Harry. I don't know what I'm doing right now, wishing. I'm not saving up for anyone in particular. Wait, what? Oh, down there. Wait, no. Wait, didn't it mark this? So far, my plans are I'm pulling for Sino right now. I'll pull for Navia when she comes out. Then I will pull for Raiden. Then I will pull for Nahida. Wait. It is! What the fuck is going on here? Oh, it's down here.
Courier, Miss Sijween told me you still haven't eaten.
Yeah, I was working on something, so I forgot.
That's no excuse for... Huh? It's you two.
Junior, Lurvine, we're back!
Hello there. It's been quite the mess here recently. How have you been?
And you? Are you still taking the secret passageway from the infirmary to work on the ship?
Yep. That is still top secret, though. So don't say a word to anyone.
It can be a bit annoying when there are lots of people in the infirmary, but I still prefer taking that route over the one from the Duke's office.
I mean, the infirmary does make it easier for you to slack off.
Oh yeah? Then why are you also here so much?
You two really are just using your jobs as a cover for your relationship, aren't you?
Not at all! Courier, the rumors about us are literally everywhere now. Please do something about it.
But it's not like I caused them by myself. All right. I'll try to do something about it when I can find the time.
I'm not gonna get all of them. I'll just go for whichever ones I can. I have no illusions that I'm gonna get all that about getting all of them. I'll just roll for characters I like, and that'll be good on my account, or that I want. If I get lucky, I get lucky. If I don't, I don't, and that's how I look at it. I feel like it's a healthy way to look at the game.
You guys are back?
You guys didn't get caught and thrown back down here, right?
Huh? No, not at all.
And here I thought you'd managed to escape from jail during all the commotion. I'd held you up as legendary jailbreakers, but now you're telling me you just never left?
We're sorry, but we just had some business to take care of.
All right. There's no need to get caught up in the details. We're just relieved to see you. He was super worried about you, you know.
Hey, it wasn't just me. Weren't you super worried as well?
Something like that, yeah. I was also transferred to work in the kitchen a few days ago. I can still hear Quisto mumbling to the carrots. Are those two all right? Do you think they made it out alive? Whenever he'd say that, I'd tell him I'm sure they're fine. Wherever they are, they're kicking back with drinks in hand, enjoying the lovely scenery.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with worrying about your prison pals, is there? I mean, considering how they always love listening to all my gossip.
These two, they sure are a lot warmer and friendlier than when Paimon first met them.
Oh, well, if you say so. I'll be watching you to make sure you finish every last bite. Hey, why don't we have a meal with those two one of these days?
You want to cook for them yourself?
Why not? Good chance to show them what I can do.
Okay, now he's talking to Ryo. I'm really disappointed in you, Ryo. You didn't kill the Fatuis and you had a chance.
Do my eyes deceive me, or did I just see two inmates come back after making it to the surface? Some strange winds blowing of late.
doing? Is everything still alright?
We're fine, for the most part. Neuvillette came down and took care of the worst of it.
If that's the case, why don't you just ask him to stay here?
Oh, yeah, what a brilliant plan. Let's go convince the Eudex himself to exchange the courts of Fontaine for a puddle of water in the middle of nowhere. He came here in a hurry and left without even stopping for a cup of tea. He did remember to take Miss Sigewinne's gift with him, though.
He sure sounds super busy.
Miss Clorinde has left as well. She also took her gift from Miss Sigewinne.
Were the gifts milkshakes?
Neuvillette got the milkshake. Clorinde received lipstick instead.
Those aren't even remotely alike.
Well, it's Neuvillette's own fault for making Sigewinne worried about his health by working so much. But besides that, our head nurse is still pretty fond of picking out beauty products for the ladies.
Yeah, Sigewinne is really nice.
And I have some gifts here for you as well.
Are these from Sigewinne too?
Nope, they're from yours truly. You've already wrapped up your work at the fortress, so you can return to the surface at any time. You haven't yet served your full prison term, however, so you may continue to use your cell until your term is up.
For real? Then we could stay here for a really long time?
You may access the cafeteria for free.
Oh god, Paimon's
Just
getting rid of
remember
business.
to come complete your paperwork once it's time for your release. Your file can't be closed until we've completed your paperwork, so don't forget to come find me again when you're done serving your sentence.
I like how Paimon was super excited to find out that she gets to stay in a prison cell. I gotta say that the layered map is probably the best thing to be added. Yeah, she likes it here now. She's been changed by the system. Yeah, this is taking longer to wrap up than I thought it would. Might not be able to get into the next one as I thought.
We're back in our cell again. We're no longer prisoners though, so it really doesn't feel the same.
Have you done the flagship event yet? The one with the Clockwork Penguin? How long is it anyway? Because I'm wondering how much time I'll have to set aside for it. I looked it up and it seems really short. Like the Waterborne Poetry is like 3 hours. This one apparently to be like an hour and 45 minutes. I don't know, we'll say I'll have usual event time just in case.
Being free sure feels pretty special now.
I've heard it's really sad.
Huh? How did you know? Hey, that's not true! Alright. Okay, Paimon just wanted to say that we really are an amazing duo after all. It's like, we've now gone to so many places together and become friends with so many people. We've never stopped traveling or stopped meeting new friends. There are so many bad things in the world, and we're just two people, but we've still been solving problems no matter where we go. Isn't that pretty cool? You're counting Paimon today? Aren't you the only adventurer here? Then let's ask Catherine to give Paimon an adventurer handbook as well. Paimon will also be an adventurer from today forward. Just our thoughts making Paimon giddy. Paimon's gonna crash, so you sleep soon too. The last time we fell asleep here, we woke up to a whole mess outside our cell. The primordial seawater nearly rose up. That was so scary. We should be safe now, right? Alright then, good night to you, traveler.
More flashbacks. Oh no, Charles taking a bath. No one's ever done this in this game. There are no bathtubs. At least I haven't seen a bathtub. And there it is. If I don't have time to finish the next one, but do I start it? Mentioned in the title of the stream I would, but I'm not sure how far I can get into it. A high wide llama soup. Been a while, yeah. Just finished Act 4. I guess I'll start Act 5. Imagine if gold, yeah. To be honest, I very rarely get lucky, and when I do get lucky, it's on the weapon banner. I've gotten pretty damn lucky on the weapon banner. Hey, I'll have you know, cool steel is a great weapon. Was it? I ended up getting this, really lucky. I am so fucking lucky that I didn't get that Baiju weapon. That isn't even the best weapon on Baiju. Probably shouldn't have rolled for it, but I did. But you gotta love it when you do something stupid and it works out. Oh boy. Do signature weapons for your characters. To be fair, I meant to go for Dea's as well, but I ended up getting Cyno's. To be honest, Cyno's is, especially if I get Cyno here, then I'll have 3 characters with their signature weapons. Currently, was considering using it for a Rosaria Melt build. If I ever get Hu Tao, it would probably be her weapon too. Yeah, pretty fucking lucky on weapon banner.
Boring. Isn't there anything else more interesting to do?
Well, if you wanted to go for it, I'd say now is a pretty good time. Ayato's weapon is pretty good too. Yeah, we'll start. Wait, fuck. Never day after tomorrow. Ah. I said, don't do what I did. It may have worked out for me, but don't roll on a weapon banner where both weapons, where only one weapon is good. It worked out for me, but it could have very easily not.
Now for a little rest after breakfast. This is the life.
Yeah, that match is good.
Isn't something important supposed to happen today? Oh, today's our big day! We're supposed to leave the Fortress of Mirapede! Come on, we've got to go complete the release procedures now!
Also, kind of funny that we stayed down here for our entire sentence, even though the sentence was fake. Yeah, there's not a chance in hell I'll finish this, but I'll start it. Is there anything... Wait, if you completed this, is there anything in it that'll, like, lock me in? Because if there is, then I should stop before I hit it. Just in case. Because I have about 2 hours left of potential streaming time. And I'm probably going to stop earlier than that. But Horizon Zero Dawn? PlayStation or PC? I've heard that it doesn't run that well. But maybe it does.
Please, sign here. This document will be effective immediately upon signing, and you two may exit the Fortress of Mirapede via the regular channels.
It's been so long since we've been to the surface. Let's hurry up and...
What's your specs for your system?
What's happening? I'm fine, thanks. But I wonder what that tremor was just now.
Let's go ask the Duke.
If you have it on Steam and you don't know how it runs, you can, go to Steam settings and turn on frame trackers. It'll tell you what the FPS is. I usually have it on most games. So I can convince myself that every time I die it wasn't my fault.
Your Grace?
Ah, good to see you two. Is there something you wish to see me about?
What GPU do you have?
What was with that earthquake just now?
That. The tremor didn't originate from the seafloor. In fact, it seems it came from the surface. Over the years of serving as the warden here, I have developed a sense for distinguishing between what occurs on the surface and what occurs underwater. Besides, the seal that Monsieur Neuvillette set in place won't fail so easily.
So the fortress is okay?
If you recall our last incident, if there really were a problem, there would be crowds of inmates in a panic right now.
Huh, you've got a point. Okay, seems we need to get back up to the surface and ask about what happened. By the way, do you know what day it is today?
I believe today is this month's pipe cleaning day.
Wait, seriously?
Ah, yes. Have you completed your release papers?
Yep.
It's you two. Are you leaving now?
That's right! Today is our last day in prison! But now that Paimon says that, it doesn't feel like we were confined here. It's actually been pretty nice. Oh yeah, Paimon feels fond of this place now.
Then be sure to come back and visit. I'll miss you.
Oh man, she's too cute.
If you've signed the release papers, then you're free to go. The guards will escort you out.
You're not going to see us off?
Open Explorer? You mean Edge? Because I'm pretty sure Explorer isn't the thing anymore. But yeah, that's that's kind of sad. So is it like a really old thing? I don't know what it's called in English. Also, what's your primary language then? Oh, File Explorer. Okay, yeah, it is Explorer. Swedish.
I knew you'd ask. All right, sure. Let's go.
I thought you meant Microsoft Edge.
You actually agreed. No worries, you must be busy. Paimon was just joking.
Ah, so you do have a polite side, I see.
After being down here for so long, I imagine you must feel like you're lacking companionship. Shall I come along too?
Yeah, don't worry, we'll come back to see you. Paimon really likes the cafeteria here. The chefs sure do know how to make good grub.
Man, it's really funny to me.
I hope you won't be here as convicts the next time I see you.
We'll do our best to stay out of trouble. Well, it seems our work in the Fortress of Meripede is finished. That's the end of another chapter in our journey.
Yeah, it's File Explorer in English too.
The one who asked us to come here. We should probably go report to him now. Next up, the Palais Mermonia.
You're going to see Monsieur Neuvillette? Please pass on our kind regards.
I'm sure just your regards will do, no?
I believe it would be the polite thing to do.
You're right. I've heard the Palais has been terribly busy these days. Tell him that I hope he hasn't been overwhelmed by the recent string of troubles. If you're concerned about things at the Palais, why don't you take some time to go up and check things out? I believe you should still have some vacation time to spend.
Thank you for for being so understanding. It means a lot. It's been some time since I've gone to the surface. I must say that I've started to miss it a little.
Wow. So, Wide Llama, did you pull for Farina? Oh yeah, I've heard. I do know some things that have been spoiled to me, but I don't know all the details. And hoping not to get any more. I said, I doubt I'll have it finished today, but I will have it finished tomorrow. Yeah, I could imagine. She is a really fucking strong character. Only thing for me is that she's not really built well right now. Actually, I'll show you. So I've got her signature weapon on her, which is obviously great because it makes her super strong, but it gives her no ER whatsoever. And my artifacts, I don't have a decent set for. I'm running Emblem of Severed Fate to kind of slow the bleeding, but I don't even have an ER Sans. Where is it? Sans. I mean, the Sig weapon is the best for her personal damage, but it is painful to lack her it is painful to lack her burst every rotation, which I suppose is all right for me right now because I have an extra hydro unit to funnel her particles. But in a different team, it would be a major thing. What the fuck?
The Palais Mermonia sure is buzzing with activity today.
Halt! Huh? Oh, it's you two. Apologies. Monsieur Neuvillette did say you'd be welcome at any time.
Excuse me. Would you mind helping me take a look at this report?
I'll be right there. Sorry, I've got my hands full here. You can see yourselves in.
I mean, yeah.
Everyone's so busy.
I'd have a perfect artifact too. If it didn't all roll into the fence. If only.
Hello. You've come at the right time, but you'll have to wait for just a moment.
Which character?
There are some urgent matters I must tend to first. In the meantime, please, have a seat. If you'd like to have something to drink, let the Melusine outside know.
That's all right. We just ate.
What character did you hit it with?
Very well, then.
Let's take a break over there while we wait for him to
Hutao?
finish his work.
Oh, Neuvillette. Mind the Dungeon
All right.
22K.
That should wrap things up for now.
Are you done with your work?
Yes, sorry to keep you waiting. Today should be the day you were released from the Fortress of Meripede, and it appears that you've managed to complete all the release paperwork.
That's right, and we came here to see you right away.
Well, it was fate, but we still had to serve our entire sentence. Man, Fontaine is bullshit.
A massive whale.
Do you have any idea what that might be?
Judging from your description, that cannot have occurred in any ordinary waters, but rather something like the primordial sea. A whale of that size and shape cannot usually be found in the waters of Tevat. Therefore, we can only assume that Child is presently immersed in primordial seawater.
I don't know.
Immersed in primordial sea
Probably not that big.
But how?
Most of my characters. I don't really have that many characters with like big hits abilities. Like I have things like Hatham where he hits a lot of times repeatedly. So I doubt mine is anywhere near that big, but I could probably check
Most
my
people
achievements
wouldn't
and
be
see.
capable of entering in the first place. I'm not completely sure how he could have gotten there myself. Yes? What is it?
Ah, right. Paimon wasn't from underwater, so we figured you might know something about it.
It turns out that I have just received a report about this particular matter. In fact, that's exactly what I was busy with a moment ago. The source of the tremor was here on the surface near Poisson. After the shaking stopped, the water levels in the Poisson area rose at an alarming rate.
The water levels rose? Oh no! What about all the people there?
Fortunately, the water levels only rose for a short period of time, and have already returned to normal now. However, I still have a bad feeling about the whole phenomenon. If the change in water levels is connected with the leaking primordial seawater, then the situation in Poisson may be much worse than it appears.
Navia should be in Poisson, right? We need to go check on her!
I would also like to go there as soon as possible, but I'm afraid I can't leave just yet. We must immediately formulate disaster prevention plans for the surrounding coastal areas to avoid potential catastrophes. I'll have to ask you two to go to Poisson first. I'll meet you there to check on the situation once I finish things here.
There's no time to lose! Let's get going!
Please be careful.
Okay, have you done this? You have to leave for sleep? Hey. It was nice to talk to you. Yeah, same to you. I think I might get off soon because I'm really wary of being locked into a conversation or something that I can't get out of and then running out of time. So I think I might leave soon and just wait until I have a fresh day with enough to get most of it done in one go. Yeah, same to you. Bye. I think I'll, what is it? How much pity was on this anyway? 'Cause I don't remember. I think I don't have any idea because I think it was too long ago that I got my... Yeah. So I was on 12, 60, 62 pity at least. Could have been more though. Oh, well, definitely was more, but probably not that much more. Oh boy. Guess I'll do this, I think, then I'll call it quits for the day. Talk to Navia and them. That shouldn't lock me into anything, should it?
Oh no! What happened here?
Oh no. No.
Navia should be around here, right? We need to make sure she's still... Paimon means we need to check on her.
Actually, we'll call it quit here. Oh boy. Because I'm very wary of getting trapped in a domain or something. And it's not that I'm that low on time, but I'm really worried about losing track of time. This is gonna be pretty long.